Hi, this is Math, and I'm gonna talk about Australia. Australia, also known as the Kangaroo Country. The Kangaroo Country is localized in the South Atmosphere, which is 25 degrees south and 134 degrees east. On the east coast, we have our beautiful Pacific Ocean, where also known as the World War II most battle fights against Japan, and we have our Coral Sea on the south portion, which it's also known as the sea, really good to fish. Uh, you also can take a good trip for the Coral Sea with your boat, and we have beautiful deserts and forests, which we have many animals. We have kangaroos, dingoes, wombat, koalas, and you need to see the kangaroos. Kangaroos are the most important animals, and we have our beautiful SeaWorld localized on the South Port, Queensland. You cannot miss that.
Australia. Australia is home to many natural parks, such as Blue Mountain National Park and a lot of deserts. So there's a lot of parks in the deserts, just preserving it. Australia has also made many cities, such as Melbourne, being the largest, Sydney, Southport, Wales, Brisbane, which, if you're still into Pokemon Go, I guess you could go to Australia, or you're having to go to Australia sometime. Check out one of those cities. Probably could find the random or the region exclusive Kangaskhan. Never know. But for man-made monuments, they have made the Sydney Opera House and the Australian War Memorial or Monument. They've adapted from not having much water or much fresh water because of the lack of rivers, and then they depend on the ocean for trade with other countries because they're literally in the ocean. There's sea all around them. So, I mean, there's planes that come in, but there's also a lot of ships that come in daily. They've modified the river in a lot of places so they don't get much flooding. And they also modified it so they don't get much flooding overall. And then Australia has produced a lot of cars, imported a lot of technology to keep up with the technology, but is one of the heads in the automotive industry. And then they export a lot of raw materials in agriculture. Most people who work in Australia tend to work in the bigger cities. Some of them stay at home and work. There's a few YouTubers that live in Australia that I happen to watch. And then most of the immigrants that come into the country are from the UK, New Zealand, China, and India. So that's all. See ya.